Well, this is for Paige and Abel. If they want to get a handle on how to use a violin. Violin, most of it's technique. It's not hard to play once you know how to get the sound out of it. Okay? So the first thing is to get the strings where they are fairly close to the fretboard. Not too close, but here you can see they're about maybe a quarter of an inch from it up here, and maybe 1/16 of an inch down at the bottom. Most of what I'll be showing you will be on the bottom, like down here, this part of the fiddle. You very rarely play notes up here, unless you're classically trained and want to play in an orchestra. The next step is to get it tuned, and you need one of these tuners and snap it on the peg like this, and you want it to get the notes. This one, the top one, E, next one A, and this one, third over, D, and then the low one, G, G, D, A, E. So sometimes if I would just want to tune them up during when I finish playing a song and I feel one of the notes go out, I think of Land of the Silver Birch. I don't know if you know that song, but it goes, Land of the silver birch, home of the beaver. That's a fifth. That jump from land up to silver is a fifth. And that's what these strings are spaced. They're spaced a fifth apart. Land of the silver birch. And the next one down. Land of the silver birch. And if you don't have that, then you can tune these fine tuners down here, which are great to have. Then you don't have to touch these pegs. Tuning by pegs is harder, okay? But these little guys, just turn them and they're fine tuners, and they'll get more accurate tuning. Land of the silver birch. Okay, now that's the body of the violin. This fella here, he produces all the sound. He's the tool he used to get the sounds. Okay, and this part of him down here, this is called the frog. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Now, I used to teach the little kids. I'd say, "Show me a rabbit." You know, a rabbit, and then put those two fingers on there, right? And your thumb in that little U-shaped thing, and your little finger okay, so you got the two ears here, and then your other finger on there. Bend them down a bit that way so they're going sort of this way, and then the little finger keeps it from going this way. Now, if you got that right, then I should be able to pull it any way, and you can stop it from going. If I pull it this way, over this way, you can stop me. If I go this way, you can stop me. Back, you can stop me. Not as much back, but and then you can saw on the strings, right? That's what they call saw on the strings, just like a saw. Now this part I've got under my neck, I've got a shoulder rest on here, which is easier on your shoulder. If you don't have that, you've got the wood here sitting right on your collarbone, which is kind of painful. You can use a tea towel, fold it up, or a little sponge. have to press down fairly strong, eh? Now, that's getting a good tone out of your string. Loud. Forte is loud, eh? Fortissimo. Or soft. It's like a whisper. That's the great thing about the violin. It's a voice. You know? Not like the banjo is not a voice, eh? Or the guitar, I suppose, sometimes, but not like this. Okay, let's try on the A, which is the second one over, to get 4 full notes, okay? And each full note is 4 beats. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then change direction, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a nice full tone without screeching. If it screeches, then you're tilting your bow, right? And that's what people don't want to hear, right? So the best sound is when the bow is perpendicular to the string. What does that mean? Well, if I've got one hand like this and the other hand like that, okay? And I put this hand down like that, this hand is perpendicular to this hand. Okay? It's straight up and down, it's 90 degrees. Well, that's what you want on the bow. You want the bow to be 90 degrees onto the string, so that there's an angle between the string and this horsehair. The horsehair is the best. They have horses somewhere in northern Alberta that they keep growing their tails and making these bows. So where was I? Now, to get the notes on A, counting by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I get a long note, that's called long bowing, I'm going to go from here right up to there. Okay, watch how long I can do it for. But when I do that, look at this hand. This hand has to bend funny. It has to bend funny, like, I'll stand up so you can see better. Watch my wrist when I do that. Bending, bending, bending. See it bent? You first try that, it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts your wrist when you first do that. Best violin players got a very fluid wrist. Like women have a more fluid wrist than a man. So I used to find 10-year-old girls, 11-year-old girls were the best to teach. They learn so fast. They got the smaller fingers. They've got better dexterity in their fingers than most boys. That's why their handwriting's better than the boys' handwriting. I taught thousands of kids in school, so I know what I'm talking about here. I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but boys, the girls have an advantage when it comes to what they call fine muscle control with a pen or with a bow. So you really have to make it hurt, guys. Make it hurt, guys, to get that wrist flexible. So 90%, I would say 90% of playing the violin is learning how to use this. This is about 10%, you know. So you can buy bows up to $1,000 more, $1,000 one of these or more. Okay, let's try some notes on A. We've got open. This is called open when you just go like that. Okay, do that again. Good. Okay, now I'm getting 4 notes there. I'm getting the open note, and I'm getting that's a G sharp, I think. No, it's a B. C sharp, D. So I just did the scales there. The scale on A. You know what the scale is. If you're singing it, it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's the scale, right? You said, whoa, you took a big jump there. You went from an open A to 8 notes. Yeah, well, if you've ever sung or been in a music class or played the piano, you know that 8 notes is a scale. You know, not counting the chromatic notes in between. But now, if we work together on the violin, I'm going to use this book with you. This book is called Townsend Old Time Fiddle Method. It's by Eleanor Townsend. She was my teacher. She taught me violin for 2 years. And that whole notes on the A string I did with you, that's on that page right there. Whole notes on the A string. And then she goes to Mary Had a Little Lamb. Let's see how big a jump that is. So we're... So it starts on the second finger there, on the A string. Recognize it? Now that's an open E, that first string. So we're jumping over to the next string there. So second finger, first finger, open, first finger, second finger, first finger, second finger, to that open E. Now the nice thing about the violin, if you learn a tune on one string, you can play it on other strings exactly the same way. Watch this. I'm going over to this next string. Okay. How's that? So, first time we meet, and I want to meet at the store in Paige's room. Suzie showed me your room, Paige, with the couch and everything. I think I think Abel could sit on there with you. It's better to have a friend that's learning too, much better than learning on your own. So, and Jesse told me that Abel's musical. So, whatever you learn on this, by the way, it's the same on the mandolin. In the mandolin, you don't use a bow. Okay, I'll show you that at a different lesson. I actually use the mandolin all the time. I don't use the fiddle very much. And that's it for now. Till next time. So, our motto is don't fret. Don't fret. Okay.